Round 20 of the VFL, Chirnside Park is going to be the venue for what should be a beauty. Willie versus Port Melbourne. Gary Ayres, the Port Melbourne coach, is with me, and this could decide flag favouritism, Gaz.
It certainly could, Pete, and we always pride ourselves in playing really, really well against big challenges, and no doubt this will be one of those against Williamstown.
Well, you had Frankston the week before and obviously came up with the win there, as we all expected. Do you find it different when you're playing the top teams? Do you really crave those games going into the finals to just find out exactly where you are at rather than playing the lower ladder teams?
Most definitely, Pete, because you're always fine-tuning what you can do, and you really want to be able to execute those against terrific opposition, and Williamstown are no certain, in our situation anyway, going to be doing anything else but challenging really hard. So we've got to make sure we continue to get our processes right, and if we do that, hopefully we can win.
What about the fact that Williamstown are having to come back from the West, where they played in the State League Cup last week? That surely has got to be a factor.
Oh, there's no doubt about that, but Peter German's been able to manage his players, and from what I can see, he's been able to rotate a lot of young kids through that Foxtel competition, so he would have been pretty selective about who he sent over. So we've got to make sure that we cover all bases and just continue to play well with our final charge towards the finals. And
one final point, I guess you're pretty happy that it's effectively on a neutral ground, even though it's Williamstown's home ground, but you'd rather it be at Chirnside Park than at Point Gellibrand, I would think.
I'd rather at TIAC, to be honest, mate, but certainly we'll play whatever opposition we have to play on their home ground. So really we've just got to make sure that we keep getting better, and that's got to be the possibility for us to get better.
It's going to be a beauty. Join us on Grandstand for Williamstown versus Port Melbourne, round 20. Darren Boyd and the team this Saturday at 1 o'clock. The other games coming up in round 20. The match of the day is going to be on Grandstand. Collingwood versus Bendigo. Bendigo brave last week against Werribee, and they might be slight favourites against Collingwood despite the fact it's at Victoria Park. North Ballarat will be heavy favourites against Frankston, and they are really showing that they're a chance of making it 4 flags in a row.
Most definitely, and when you think about their start, but by geez, their form over the last 4 months has been outstanding.
Coburg and Casey, the Scorpions needing to bounce back. Bull Ants have been getting a bit of a wheel wobble happening lately. Geelong have been the opposite, and they're really making a late charge towards the 8. And Sandy and Box Hill is a game with tremendous significance for the composition of the 8 as well. All in all, it's going to be a ripping round 20 of the VFL, and you can catch all the action right here on Grandstand.